welcome back to another Just 5 Mins. And what have we got? Well, it's getting closer to the end of the year, just another couple of days to go for 2024, that is. We'll see what 2025 has in store. But right now, what we've got in store is, oh dear, David, what have you done? More note-taking apps. I know, I know. I'm like a tech magpie, anything shiny and new, it's like, oh, quick, quick. Anyway, but I can honestly say I'm still using OneNote. Not because I necessarily love Microsoft or not, or anything like that, but it is a very feature-rich application. It's a bit clunky at times, um, and I do feel a bit frustrated with it. But the fact is, it's got a lot of good stuff that I use on a daily basis, both for work and private stuff. Um, so it really could do with a big facelift, but it's been around for so long. I think that's it's not an easy task, to pull something like that upwards into the modern era, possibly. But I do like the fact that OneNote for a long, long time has been, pretty much full cross-platform, certainly on most of the major devices, including the browser, actually, which it's really funny, but you can still do most of the stuff on the browser than you can with the native apps on the different platforms. But as I mentioned, it has got a little bit clunky. It is free for most users anyway. But the one that I'm looking at, that because I've looked at things like Obsidian and stuff like that, and I like the fact that Obsidian gives you control over your data. That's a really important bit. All your data is sort of held locally on whatever device you're on. They do have a synchronization plan in Obsidian, but they they claim anyway that they never hold anything on their servers. It literally just synchronizes from device to device. And that's all well and good. You do have to pay for that a little bit, but the fact is, if you really, I was going to say paranoid, but let's face it, nobody's paranoid these days about security. It's just a thing that we hopefully should have, and privacy, of course. But anyway, the one that I'm sort of sparkling about at the moment is UpNote. Okay, I'll put the links below, of course. And this one, I don't know how long it's been around. I didn't do my research, obviously, but it's been around for a while. But it's a nice, clean interface. And it's almost like they've looked at things like Obsidian, I think, and OneNote and all these things and thought, okay, how can we make this, a cleaner environment? And by the way, there is definitely a free version. You can have up to 50 notes with basic features, and the basic features are pretty good, to be honest. But right now, I think they've got, there's no affiliation here, by the way, but I'm just reading off their website. It's $1.99 a month or $39 for a lifetime. So, that's not a bad idea, is it, for the premium? And the premium one gives you obviously unlimited notes, unlimited attachments. You can have tables and add code snippets and goodness knows what. You can export to PDFs and Markdown and all sorts of things. So that's actually not bad. $40 US for a lifetime, just a one-off. That's pretty cool. And it syncs across all devices. And I'm just about to cough. It's very professional, this podcast. So I just muted there so you didn't have to get that. But anyway, yeah, so the idea is when you have a look at the downloads, it's across all platforms, including the poor left out thing of Linux or Linux. God, I never get around that. Yeah, so it's on Mac OS, it's on iOS, it's on Android, it's on Windows. So they're all native apps for these devices, which is really cool. But it's a really good environment. It's got all the things that you need. It syncs wherever you are, which is brilliant. It's got a really clean interface, and I'm tempted, I have to say. I've got a lot of stuff in OneNote, but I am definitely tempted with UpNote. It just seems to be, they've kept it really clear. They've got all the features. It's got handwriting if you're really into that. Only on an iPhone or an iPad though, mainly because I guess that's where there's a lot of that activity. But you can do things like scan documents, which is a really clever thing, because it doesn't just take an image, it does a proper scan and extracts text and all those sorts of things. So it's got some really nice features. So that's what I've got for this time around. So hopefully check it out anyway, if it appeals to you. Otherwise, I'm going to wish you a happy new year. I did a ramble on the last one. I thought that was going to be the last one for the 2024, but this one is. So take care, happy new year, and we'll catch you on the next one.